Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Gist with Lover, and I'm Lover. And in this video, I'll be giving you the late night gist. So all of this happened that was this night, this midnight. That was this very early hours of Thursday. That's from midnight, early hours of Thursday. So there was a lot of drama, and I could not catch up with the Ilebaye, Doyin, and Uriel drama, but I could able to gather everything that happened. So they were rehearsing for like their wager attacks, and Uriel was singing. While she was singing, Ilebaye started laughing, and we all know how Ilebaye can be very annoying at some time, or sometimes I mean. So she laughed about. She was laughing, and Uriel did find it very wrong or very insultive to see Ilebaye laugh while she was singing. So she actually like, oh, why will you be singing? And she was ranting and ranting and ranting. However, before she even start to say so much, Ilebaye had apologized and Ilebaye kept apologizing. But what's the name? Uriel kept on going, ranting and talking about why Ilebaye would be laughing while she was trying to sing or while she was singing for the wager, while they were rehearsing for the wager attacks. So what's the name? And I think you what's the name? Don't you have to come in on like Uriel just needs to calm down and like she should just let go of this. But Uriel was on and she broke down at the point and then it was like, oh, if she wants to make herself look like a victim, if she wants to make herself look like, oh, what has been done to her is so bad, she should just do it so well. And she advised her to look into the camera and cry better. And that was like a very, very brutal thing to see. And I don't know where Doyin is getting that energy from this season, but I feel like she is actually trying to make us understand that yes, this show I'm a star and I can, and the fact that she was able to be part of the show and not the way people had actually make us seem before the show. Because when everybody saw Doing on the show, it was like, what is doing in here? But so far with these few days, I feel like Doing is like uh an A-list on this show because she had been given content and even the big names we actually was like expecting so much from. I don't feel like they are the ones that are back on this show, and the ones which we feel like they do not have so much to offer and now the one who are even making the show to be what it is, because this show is about conversations, about controversies, about entertainment. I like give viewers something to discuss about, to debate on. And since Doyin was on that show, I feel like everything she say is one thing people will want to debate on, and that is the show. And if she's getting screen time, you guys should not blame the multi-choice crew for it because she's giving them a show. Yeah, so that's that for that. And now I was able to kind of join or get to start watching when Pere and Cross were like in the walkway area and we're gossiping about the girls and how the house has been so dramatic. So Cross was like, he's so tired about all the drama that comes with the house, and it just feels like he's a baby boy and he just needs to relax and chill and the rest. And he's just so bored of all of this drama because it's just few days, like they've barely spent a week, and there's so much fight. Cee-C and Alex, Uriel, Ilebaye doing that. It's just so much. Then the actual parents like, yes, while they were rehearsing and trying to prepare for the major attacks, everybody were like, oh, they want to go sleep, they want to go sleep. But now they are all gisting. And yes, when while they were having that conversation at the walkway area, that's like that walkway from the room to the living room. So the other housemates, we had Cee-C, we had Tolanibaj, like a very good number of them. They were there having conversation. I think Whitemoney was part of that conversation. They were there having that conversation and they were like, wow. But eventually, Pere and Cross were actually having this gossip session. I won't actually call it gossip because it was not like it was not as if we were really putting a set of people in bad lights, but they were just making an observation about things that are happening in their house. They did join them in that conversation. And so the conversation now went from Cece actually talking about how she feels being on this season and how being on this season will actually kind of pan out for them. So Adekunle was in that conversation and we are talking about fans. And I just feel like these housemates will never, never, never listen to Big Brother. And I feel disqualification will be one thing that will be inevitable on this All Star because these people are stars, and to an extent, I feel like there will be some level of pride in them. So you're talking about fan base and how much of fans and how much of um a different show this All Star will be. But I think Big Brother is always against them talking about fans. Big Brother permitted them to talk about nominations, to talk about who they nominated and who yes, they can actually conspire and talk about who they nominated anyways. But now they are now doing beyond talking about who nomination or talking about fan base. So since I was decided to talk, let me tell you what they said. So for them, they feel like to be a very different ball game, different from what they've seen or like shows they've always watched like the Big Brother regular show. Because this time around, and Cee-C was like, if Tacha was on the show, like if Tacha had come on the show, that she's going to go home because she cannot just withstand losing. Because she actually know that a good percentage of her fans are also Tacha fans, and like and it's also like that for many of them. So she feels like if Tacha is here and she's here, it's just as if she's herself and Tacha, and she never mentioned name. Yes, she never mentioned name, but she was like, if when she came to the show and if she had seen someone, if she had seen someone, she would have just go back on like no, because she knows she and this person share the same fan base. Then someone was like, oh, mention name. That like I know, no, my mouth not take care that one. That she won't mention the person's name, but we all know that it's Tacha she was referring to because she feels like she share somewhat the same fan base with Tacha, and it would be a very hard one for her to um cope on the show. Probably it will just if Tacha is there, it will just split a fan base. Then the likes of Adekunle actually talked about how most of his fans too are also crosses fans and the rest. So they had that conversation, and you know what? Mike Money also talked about how he feels like. Then he also talked about how very legit and how very sincere the Big Brother voting system is. So White Money was like vouching for the Big Brother team that yes, when it comes to voting and gathering vote and the rest, that it feels like the Big Brother voting system is like one of the legit thing it can really vouch for in this country. So whatsoever they get as results from votes they gather is what it is, and there's nothing different from that. And they also talk about how Big Brother can come with twists and surprises, so they should not overthink it. That and so someone is also talking about how side of us is not so much of a thing. Then Whiteman was trying to make it clear that yes, it's a lot of things because you cannot actually predict what is happening. And he said like to an extent, aside from the fact that they had a lot of fan base and the rest, like when people might say like, oh, it's a threat, but it might not be like that because and I actually agree with White Money for this because it was like, yes, it might not be like that because people actually see there's nothing like nobody's coming to this show now to be like, oh, I'm the poorest, you guys to make me win. Because I feel like for someone like him who had won before now, he had to do so much, or he had to not still do so much because it was like some people out there might actually say like, oh, he does not want to be given is their money. He had so much, so like they want to strategically pick people, so they cannot even predict who will win. Everyone just have to play safe, and it was like he cannot even say if he can still like some people might see like oh yeah every one of them have so much money so they are picking based on who probably may be giving them good content, you know, that they cannot even overthink or predict what it is that people are thinking outside. But you just have to enjoy themselves and enjoy the show. So this is all that was discussed during the midnight conversation among the housemates. Yes.